Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
It's news that rocked the UK basketball team and the Big Blue Nation. Alex Poythress injured and out for the rest of the season. We have team coverage with WKYT's Rob Bromley and Kentucky Sports Radio's Matt Jones.
Hey, it looks like our temperatures climb a little bit heading into the weekend, so overall a mild and dry one, but changes are coming for next week. I'll have those coming up for you.
Congress is one step closer to approving the spending bill, but not everyone is happy with what's in it. We'll have the latest on the last-minute lawmaking in Washington. But we begin with a breaking news alert that is just into the WKYT newsroom. Investigators have just told us 2 body parts found in the Kentucky River belong to the same missing Lexington woman. The Henry County coroner says that woman is 50-year-old Goldia Massey. Investigators say her son reported her missing from Lexington back on October 1st. Later that month, investigators found a severed arm in the river in Henry County. Then last weekend, someone found a human torso along the river in Jessamine County. The coroner says Massey's death is being investigated as a homicide. We'll have more details on WKYT.com and on WKYT News at 5. Now to the weather, and the sunshine is sticking around for the end of the week, and so is the cool air. Temperatures are in the 40s this afternoon. Here's a live look at Triangle Park and Rupp Arena in downtown Lexington. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell has a first look at the forecast. And Jim, it's a nice Friday.
It has been a very nice Friday. Temperatures, as you mentioned, running generally in the low, even some mid-40s out there across parts of central and especially out into eastern Kentucky, where it's a little more active with the mid-40s for all of those folks. So a very nice day. A little breezy from time to time, and you'll feel certainly a little chill in the air. We look outside here on Winchester Road out toward Hamburg, and you can see clear skies are with us. We look through the rest of the evening, though, and you'll notice we'll have at least a few thin clouds mixing into the area around 7 o'clock. Mostly clear, though, by 9, and a pretty chilly night as we hover right around the freezing mark. Again, that's going to be the issue during the overnight hours, nothing more than that. And Defender will remain on the quiet side, just as you see it right now. No precipitation coming our way, at least until we cross over into the early parts of next week. And the same system impacting the folks in California right now with some of the heavy rains, that will be impacting us across parts of Kentucky. I'll explain that and look at it a little closer coming up in just a little bit.
WKYT was the first to report the news that UK forward Alex Poythress has a serious knee injury. This afternoon, John Calipari talked about the UK forward, who won't be able to play for the rest of the season. Rob Bromley has the coach's comments in our WKYT Big Blue coverage. Rob?
Well, Jennifer, Alex Poythress has put in a lot of hard work since he arrived at UK back in 2012, and now he will miss the remainder of his junior season with a torn ACL in his left knee. It happened in practice yesterday. Poythress will undergo surgery in about 8 days or so. The recovery time will be about 6 to 8 months. John Calipari said the injury made him sick. Of course, he had the same thing happen to other players, most recently Nerlens Noel.
And I can remember having to sit down with Nerlens in the same way. Tell him you're fine. You're insured if something goes crazy. You have plenty of time if you choose to train and be ready to put your name in the draft, or you come back for another year and you'll have your master's. He's going to graduate in May.
Everybody's a little down right now, but you know, we had a late night yesterday, just hanging around Alex. Just seeing how he was feeling and stuff like that, trying to pick his spirits up, and we just now have to look forward to practice and getting ready for our game tomorrow.
And that game tomorrow is against North Carolina. Cal positive and upbeat about the situation. Nerlens Noel came back, so did Derrick Rose. He said Alex can come back stronger. At 5, Jennifer, we'll hear from Willie Cauley-Stein, the guy who rooms with Alex Poythress.
Thank you, Rob. And KSR's Matt Jones joins me with more in 20 minutes. Of course, the Alex Poythress news is the talk of the Big Blue Nation. Now that fans know he'll be out for the season, they're wondering how the Cats will play without their starting forward on the floor. They say with so much talent on this team, they hope that will help keep the Cats on track.
It's pretty bad because it's hard to watch, you know, because he's been here for like 3 years. He's one of those guys that stayed.
It's unfortunate, but I know it'll inspire the rest of the guys, and if there's any team that has the depth to take on major injury like that, it's for sure Kentucky.
We'll have much more Wildcat coverage coming up on WKYT News at 5 and 6. Our reporters are working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick joins us from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Hi, Jennifer. This week, school districts across the area have seen a spike in sick students. Today, the Harrison County School District was closed to give everyone time to get better on Thursday. At least 2,000 students and faculty members had called in sick throughout the school district. Tolliver Elementary in the Danville School District was also closed today because of illness. We are talking to school officials about having to miss class coming up on WKYT News at 4:30 and also at 6. We continue to track the investigation into a case of animal abuse. Investigators found 2 starved and injured dogs outside a Rowan County home earlier this week. One died, but the other survived. The sheriff's office says they are still pursuing charges in the case. The rescue group STAR is nursing the surviving dog back to health. Coming up on WKYT News at 4:30, you will hear from Lola's foster family about her condition. And a man who police say stole packages from homes in Lexington faced a judge this afternoon. Lexington police say they witnessed Ryan Walker steal a package from a home. When they searched Walker's apartment, they said they found dozens of boxes of merchandise that didn't belong to him. He's charged with 2 counts of mail theft, which are felony charges. Coming up on WKYT News at 5, we'll tell you what happened today in court. That is a look at just some of the news that's in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thank you, Amber. We'll see you and Sam at 4:30. Now to stories making headlines across the nation at 4. Congress is avoiding a government shutdown a few hours at a time as the Senate prepares to take up the spending bill that the House passed just before midnight. The timeline is so tight that President Obama signed a deadline extension to give the Senate a little more breathing room. Emily Schmidt has the latest from Washington.
Congress is now past 11th hour negotiations for the $1.1 trillion spending bill that will keep the government running until September. Running on borrowed time thanks to a 2-day extension the president signed.
There isn't a lot of time. Government funding runs out at 12 o'clock midnight on Saturday.
The yeas are 219, the nays are 206. The motion is adopted.
The House passed the bill after leaders scrambled to get enough votes. Without them, the second shutdown of this Congress would have gone into place. The last was 14 months ago.
This, by definition, was a compromise bill. This is what's produced when you have the divided government that the American people voted for.
Democrats and Republicans negotiated the bill together, despite concerns from the left over more relaxed Wall Street provisions and campaign contributions. The White House voiced support regardless, in part because Democrats will lose control of the Senate in January.
So here we are in the House being blackmailed to vote for an appropriations bill.
There is still room for argument. The bill only funds the Department of Homeland Security through February because Republicans want to have more say over the agency in charge of enforcing President Obama's executive order on immigration.
But there was no compromise. This was a top-down, jam-it-down-your-throat bill on both sides of the aisle.
In Washington, I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
And the Senate hopes to take up the bill at some point today. Parts of the West Coast are bracing for more rain and flooding. The powerful wet and windy storm hit drought-stricken California hard yesterday, battering homes, flooding roads, and knocking out power in the Bay Area. On top of that, the Sierra Nevada area was hit with snow. As the storm moves into Southern California, areas that have suffered from drought and wildfires are now preparing for mudslides. Struggling SeaWorld is trying to calm the waters by changing CEOs. Details coming up in WKYT Money Watch. And are you and your coworkers doing a Secret Santa this year? We'll tell you just how many workers plan to buy holiday gifts for their coworkers this season. Stocks taking a huge hit today as oil fell below $58 a barrel. The Dow dropped 316 points to close at 17,281. The Nasdaq lost 55 and the S&P 33. The CEO of SeaWorld is stepping down. Attendance at the theme parks has dropped this year, and in the third quarter, earnings fell 28%. SeaWorld is battling negative publicity surrounding the documentary Blackfish. It takes a critical look at how SeaWorld treats killer whales. When it comes to exchanging holiday presents at work, a new survey finds some people are giving some unusual gifts and others just want to see the money. Marley Hall has the story from New York.
There's no accounting for taste when holiday gifts are exchanged at work.
What is the most unusual present you've ever gotten at work? I think a painting.
Like a mustache notepad, a little kid's perfume, and a little Disney thing.
Career Builder's annual holiday survey found 'tis the season for odd presents from coworkers. People reported getting everything from a box of Hot Pockets to a fire extinguisher to chips.
What would you think if someone gave you a bag of chips? I would think it's weird. Very weird.
A total of 21% of workers say they plan to buy holiday gifts for people they work with. But according to the survey, what workers really want is money. 96% said they would choose a bonus over a holiday party.
I'll take the bonus.
Forget the cake, you want the cash.
Give me the cash, absolutely.
Lynn Parker and Bob Spruill own a landscaping business and say giving employees cash for the holidays is a better option for the bosses as well.
Sometimes those situations around those office parties are uncomfortable for everybody in the room, really. You know, the ones that drink too much, the ones that say the wrong thing.
And employers who do throw a holiday party may not get a great turnout. Only 2 in 5 workers say they would attend.
It's a holiday party. You have some alcohol and mingle, and that's about it. It's a little limited.
Marley Hall, CBS News, New York.
According to that Career Builder survey, only about 20% of workers say they plan to buy a holiday gift for their boss.
I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at the Square today, preparing for the celebration of song. We'll have a preview when we return here on WKYT.
And plenty of sunshine out there today and slightly warmer temperatures. We expect that to spill over into the weekend. We'll track that coming up for you in just a few minutes.
It's a celebration of song with one of Lexington's most beloved Christmas traditions.
The public concert and sing-along is this weekend, and Deanne Stevens is out and about today at the Square with the preview. Hello, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. It is called a celebration of song, celebrating with these fine folks from the UK Opera Theater here this weekend. Dr. Everett McCorvey with us. And you guys, you don't have any fun at all, do you, in what you do?
Let me tell you, I have such a great life. I get to go around the world singing music.
Singing with these beautiful women.
Great students who are here to work with us. We're doing Celebration of Song. It's the All-Tech Celebration of Song, and this is the 9th year that we've done it here at Victorian Square, which is really a beautiful facility, and it's free and open to the public. It's on this Sunday, and we bring in, we invite people to come, so it's open. Anybody can come.
Free. Did you hear that? And totally open to the public. We're getting a little preview now. Tell us what we're going to hear.
Well, this is just a little bit of Jingle Bells. Too ready and jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
You guys sound amazing. Sound amazing. It is a whole lot of fun. It is free. It is open to the public. It is this Sunday, 2 shows, 5 o'clock and 7:30 here at the Square. Tell everybody to come out and get into the Christmas spirit.
We'll have an orchestra here on the floor. We'll give everybody songbooks. So if you ever wanted to sing with an orchestra, this is your chance. And we'll sing holiday carols for about an hour.
And we don't have to sound like you, right? We don't have to have a voice like you to participate.
Of course.
Tell me no. Tell me no. All right, it's a celebration of song happening this weekend. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Deanne. The Cats are getting ready to take on the Tar Heels, and they'll have to do it without Alex Poythress. Kentucky Sports Radio's Matt Jones joins me next on WKYT News at 4. In this countdown to game time, the season is over for Alex Poythress, ending with a knee injury during practice yesterday. The news comes as Kentucky gets ready to take on North Carolina. KSR's Matt Jones is here to talk about it. We carried Coach John Calipari's news conference live earlier today. You could tell he was definitely subdued, sad. This is the team and Coach Cal taking this really hard.
I think he was very sad. Look, Alex is a great kid. He's going to graduate in 3 years. He's one of those guys that I think Calipari really is rooted for a long time. He's really wanted to see him succeed, and I think it really hurts to see that guy go down. He's probably one of the most well-liked players on the team. So I I think the impact is bigger personally than it probably even is on the court. I think a lot of these players are taking it hard. You could see it last night. One of the players said today they spent all night talking to each other about it's tough. From an off-the-court standpoint, he may be the most popular guy on the team, and so that makes it hard.
What about on the court? Where are they going to miss Alex the most?
I think they'll miss him a little bit in defense, a lot in rebounding. He was a great rebounder of the basketball. Offensively, he struggled a lot this year. I mean, he wasn't shooting the ball very well. I think where you'll really see it is he had a knack for making big plays in big games. So like against Louisville last year, against Wisconsin in the tournament,
right.
Anytime they needed, something was happening, they needed a big play, he had a way to do that. And also his dunks sort of would get the crowd and the team excited. But I do think they can take advantage of some things that will happen, which is they're going to be able to shoot the ball probably a little better. You'll see more time for Trey Lyles, Devin Booker. Those guys really will have to step up, and maybe Derek Willis now gets in the rotation as well.
How does Kentucky-North Carolina match up tomorrow?
Kentucky was going to win this game by a lot before this happened. Now I think it'll be harder. I still think they'll win, but I think it's going to be a close game now. They got to bounce back. And so to me, Kentucky will either come out, they'll be a little sort of sketchy trying to find their feet, and they win a close game, or they may just pound them. I mean, there is a chance that they use this to sort of ignite the team and get excited. North Carolina is not very good this year, and so Kentucky should win.
This looks like North Carolina on the court. It's actually Columbia. They have pretty much the same color uniform.
Not the same players in the uniforms, though. I think
and the Cats, this game, though, it showed some weaknesses, at least, early on.
The Columbia game showed that if you want to play boring 1940s basketball, Kentucky may struggle to blow you out. Kentucky still won the game easily. That's one of the things you have to remember. They went 2 for 17 from the three-point land. They're not going to do that often. They fell down 11-0. I don't think they're going to do that often. So I don't think it's a long-term worry, really.
It's a noon tip tomorrow at Rupp Arena. WKYT, the place to be. We'll get you started with Wildcat warm-up at 11:30, followed by the game. Then after the game, you can watch Coach Calipari's comments on the CW Lexington. This is also a big weekend for the UK football program.
Yeah, a big recruiting weekend. They have some of the biggest players in the country coming. They have two guys that if they commit to Kentucky, and both of them may, Damian Harris from Berea and Marcus Lewis from Maryland, they'd be the two highest commitments in the Rivals rankings that they've ever had. So these are big visitors kind of getting overshadowed just a little bit.
Any news on the offensive coordinator front?
Still haven't heard a lot. They've kind of gone what I call radio silent. They sort of have made it to where I haven't heard anything in days, and what that usually means is they have a person and they're just trying to finish the background check or whatever. I don't think we'll hear this weekend. I think we'll probably hear first of next week. We'll hear a name, but normally there's chatter, and usually when it goes silent, that means they know who they're hiring.
Also, tomorrow is Alex Poythress Day at the UK game.
Yeah, those posters will be great.
You said you hope he's there. You'd love to see him as the
make
Y.
sure I'm going to get a couple for myself, give one to Jim Caldwell over there, and be ready to roll.
We may be able to grab him one. All right. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Now, speaking of Jim, let's send it over to Jim for a look at what fans can expect headed into Rupp tomorrow.
Tomorrow as they head in, as they start to really funnel in there, 11 o'clock up to around 12, you're talking about the clouds continuing to increase. Temperatures around 43 degrees at that point, and they'll stay pretty stable through the day tomorrow. And you can even see that a little better here. We've got our high resolution model. Notice everything grayed out? That's as we're tracking the clouds also around Rupp Arena by 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, and beyond that, they'll just hang around with you. That's not haze. That's just the plain old cloud cover hanging around into the afternoon hours. So just keep in mind as you get out there, it's kind of chilly heading into Rupp with temperatures in the low 40s, probably building into the mid, maybe an upper 40 here or there. But the clouds will also start to thicken up quite a bit once we get into the afternoon hours. That's going to be something that helps us later on in the day weather-wise, but not going out to Rupp. It keeps some of the sunshine away for you. That's what we have for you at 4 o'clock. We've got a whole lot more coming up at 4:30, and that is coming at you right now.